Before Joker, before Black Mirror, before we all started talking about parasocial relationships and fame at any cost, there was the king of comedy. Martin Scorsese's cult classic didn't just predict our obsession with celebrity, it dissected it, roasted it, and served it cold. So, what makes this film not just unsettling, but required watching? Let's get into it. Rupert Pupkin is not a likable protagonist, and that's the point. He's awkward, he's delusional, he's kind of pathetic, but he's also weirdly familiar because we've all met Rupert. Hell, we've all been a Rupert. Hopefully with more self-awareness, maybe, sometimes. Played, of course, by Robert De Niro, Rupert is a man so desperate for fame that he confuses attention with love and delusion and with ambition. Scorsese doesn't flinch from showing us how cringe it is. Every moment with him is kind of skin crawling and uncomfortable, and I think that's what makes it brilliant. This movie is the original parasocial horror story. Rupert's entire identity is built around being famous. Not funny, not good at comedy, just famous. I mean, come on, we all know that one friend. Hey, and the more we watch it, the more blurred the lines are between fantasy and reality. Scorsese lets us sit in Rupert's fantasies without immediately telling us that they're fake. So when we snap out of reality, it's a bit jarring, but I imagine that's intentional. It's showing us how people can get trapped in their own narrative. And it's not just a film about a man wanting to be on TV. It's about someone who needs to be seen for real. Jerry Lewis as Jerry Langford is perfect casting. He's the real comedian playing the straight man, a wary celebrity who wants to be left alone, and his weariness, his coldness, it's not villainous per se, it's survival. And I think there are moments when Jerry snaps at a fan on the street and it's not glamorous, it's more human. He's tired, he's constantly under threat, and when Rupert finally crosses that line, Jerry doesn't become the hero, he becomes the victim. The film isn't interested necessarily in giving us tidy answers, but it keeps raising uncomfortable questions. Here's what makes the king of comedy different. It builds tension without chases, without gunfights, without music swelling in the background. It's just awkward silences. Social discomfort, delusion tightening its grip. Scorsese is known for his kinetic energy. Think about Goodfellas, Casino, The Departed. But this is stillness being weaponized. This film crawls towards a climax with this creeping sense of dread. And it's like a car crash in slow motion, but the crash is happening in Rupert's brain. When Rupert finally gets his moment on stage, the film takes a turn, right? He wins. And his bit is actually kind of good. The audience claps, the media eats it up, and he becomes a star. I think this ending is hilarious and horrifying because it asks, did Rupert succeed because he was talented, or did he or because he was willing to do something unhinged to get there? And what does that say about us? What about the system, and who gets rewarded in media? I mean, look at the TikTokers and the YouTubers most recently in the last year going to jail for doing something silly. For the fame, for the likes. You won't find that here, folks. That's for sure. Of course, if you've watched Joker and thought, wow, that's a bold commentary on fame and mental illness, it's just the king of comedy. And I think that's on purpose. This film has walked, so Joker, Black Mirror, and Bo Burnham's inside could sprint, right? Like, this commentary is everywhere. And Rupert Pupkin is basically the prototype for every fame-hungry character we see today. And the film predicted a media landscape where notoriety equals success, right? Does that sound familiar to you? The King of Comedy is required watching. It's prophetic. It saw where our obsession for fame was heading decades before Instagram or YouTube. It's a dark comedy that's not trying to make you laugh. It's trying to make you squirm. It's trying to make you feel something different. And in doing so, it teaches us more about fame, ego, and desperation than any glossy biopic ever could. It's a film that dares to sit with its discomfort. And if you're a filmmaker or storyteller trying to understand character, tone, or satire, this is required watching. What did you think of the film? Did the king of comedy mess with your head the way it did mine? Let me know in the comments. Is Rupert the victim? Is he a villain, or is he just a product of the world that was built around him? And if you're loving these breakdowns, hit that subscribe button. We got plenty more on the way. This is required watching. Peace.